Vegas says 7.5. What does the voice of college football say? We appreciate you stopping by at the Voice of College Football for the best in discussion, debate, and analysis. Keep in mind that we go live with all of you Trojan fans on Mondays and Fridays. The Monday show, 10 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 Pacific. And the Friday show as well. Easy to remember. 10 Eastern, 7 where it counts. Please join Tim, Matt, and myself. All right, let's run down the win probabilities for USC. Again, Vegas win totals at 7.5 for the Trojans in year number 3 under Lincoln Riley, following 7-5 last season in the regular season. And of course, a much different schedule for USC football. Year 1 in the Big Ten. No Ohio State, no Oregon. And those are the two prohibitive favorites in the Big Ten. Let's look at the rest of it. For me, the most difficult game for USC on paper at this point is the September 14th trip to Ann Arbor to take on the defending national champions. Different head coach, different quarterback, 13 players drafted, but still a Michigan team that is mighty strong and strong in the trenches. USC will be coming off a bye, however, as they take on the Wolverines. Give USC a 38% chance of winning this game against the Maize and Blue. Notre Dame should have a really strong football team in 2024. New quarterback Riley Leonard provides something that Sam Hartman could not with his legs. And this is a solid football team on both sides of the football. They come into the Coliseum on November 30th, and they should have college football playoff aspirations at that point. USC may or may not at that point give the Trojans a 43% chance, despite the game being at home, of defeating the Fighting Irish. On September 1st, of course, it's the marquee Week 1 matchup against LSU in Las Vegas. Love, love, love this matchup. Possibly the game of the week. USC and LSU look to put a ton of points on the board. We will see which team has improved more defensively. I do like LSU. I do go with the odds makers in this one are saying LSU is a clear touchdown favorite in this game. I do think that's a little heavy, but I give the Tigers a 55% chance of winning the game, therefore USC at 45% chance coming out on top. The next most difficult game for USC is the October 12th game against Penn State. That is at the Coliseum. Penn State's a better football team as it stands right now. That could change. USC certainly has a chance to supersede Penn State in the Big Ten standings. However, as it stands right now, Penn State's a better team. However, the game's at the Coliseum. Therefore, we give USC a 53% chance of defeating the Nittany Lions. The very next week, USC goes all the way across the country to take on Maryland. The Terps coming off an 8-5 season under Mike Locksley. They've been an improving program, taking steps in the right direction, have not been able to break through the elite of the Big Ten. Give USC a 60% chance of winning this game on the road against the Terps. A familiar Pac-12 opponent shows up on the schedule on November 2nd at Washington. These two teams played a high-scoring affair at the Coliseum last year, 52-42, a game in which USC could not stop Washington's run game in particular. But this is a completely revamped team. There is no team in college football that has experienced as much change as Washington. New head coach, new coaching staff, 19 new starters, new quarterback, new conference. USC, based on our estimations, with a 62% chance of winning in Seattle as it stands right now. Difficult place to play, however. USC lost a Holiday Bowl matchup against Wisconsin 24-21 during the Clay Helton era about 7 or 8 years ago. This time, Wisconsin comes out west, but at the Coliseum on September 21st. Should be an interesting matchup between Lincoln Riley and Luke Fickell. Give the Trojans a 62% chance of winning this game against the Badgers. Another brand name matchup hits the schedule on November 16th. Two teams with much to prove, and certainly the Huskers have not even made it to a bowl game since 2016. Dylan Raiola, the freshman quarterback, will he still be starting for the Huskers at this point? USC will be coming off a bye week, and we give the Trojans a 64% chance of defeating Matt Rule's team at the Coliseum. USC's also got a difficult matchup against Rutgers on October 25th. The Scarlet Knights are much improved. This is probably Rutgers' most difficult game inside the Big Ten, as they do not play Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, or Iowa. give USC a 68% chance of winning this game against the Scarlet Knights. The Trojans have a date at Minnesota. Fortunately for them, it's not in November. It's October 5th. Weather should not be a factor. 71% chance is the win probability that we give USC against PJ Fleck and company. UCLA looks to be down in its first season in the Big Ten, coming off an 8-5 finish for Chip Kelly. Of course, Deshaun Foster, at this point, we will know more about him and his offense and defense and what UCLA will look like in 2024, as the annual battle for LA and the Victory Bell is November 23rd at the Rose Bowl. Give the Trojans a 74% chance of defeating UCLA, something that they could not accomplish last season. And the most winnable game based on the probabilities is clearly the Utah State matchup. Now, USC will be working on a short week after the Sunday night matchup, taking on Utah State. Therefore, we backed off on the percentage probability of USC winning this game, but they're still an overwhelming favorite at 88% against the Aggies. Based on our win probabilities here at the Voice of College Football, USC will go 9-3. That is not a prediction from me. The prediction will come in August. But here at the beginning of July, based on the win probabilities, USC has a chance, definitely a fighter's chance in every game. There is no sure losses on this schedule. However, give LSU, Michigan, and Notre Dame certainly the upper hand at this point. Things could change. There is a selection of games, however, for USC as you look at Nebraska, Rutgers, Penn State, and others that we have in that 55 to 65% range in which it's going to be difficult for USC to win all of those games. The probability is that they drop one or two of those as well, although they need to break through and defeat either LSU, Michigan, or Notre Dame. Your record predictions down in the comments section below. Join us here at the Voice of College Football USC, of course, on Mondays and Fridays with Matt and Tim, 7 Pacific, right here at the Voice of College Football.